Well, hello everybody. How lovely for me to get a chance to talk to all of you and to tell you some more stories from the Bible. I'm going to tell you 2 more parables today, 2 more stories that Jesus told. And those parables are from Matthew's Gospel. I'm going to put the Bible behind me so we remember that these stories are from the Bible. Shall we start in our normal way? The Lord be with you, and also with you. Now, do you know what? It's going to be a surprise for me, as well as for you, to find out what song we are about to sing. I think it might be a song from I Sing Pop. Now, if you're a pupil at St Andrew's School, you will know about I Sing Pop, and you will know this song already. Mrs Bell asked Kathy, who's one of our friends from I Sing Pop, if we could use one of their songs. And I know that Kathy very kindly said yes. So thank you, I Sing Pop team. But it might be that that song isn't ready yet, and I don't know what this song is going to be. So if it isn't I Sing Pop this week, it will be I Sing Pop next week. Let's find out what it is. Thank you, Mrs. Bell. What a great song. So we come to today's parables. Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a man who finds treasure hidden in a field. And when he finds it, he hides it again. And he is so happy. He sells everything that he has. And he buys that field. And then Jesus says, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant. A merchant is someone who buys and sells things. Like a merchant who hunts for fine pearls. A merchant who hunts for fine pearls. Can you see one? Keep looking. Can you see a pearl anywhere? I just saw one. Did you see? The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant who hunts for fine pearls. And when he finds one of great value, that merchant sells everything he has. That merchant sells everything he has, and he buys that pearl. So the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. And when someone finds that treasure, they sell everything they have, all their possessions. They sell everything that they have to buy that field. And a merchant, kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. And when he finds one of great value, that merchant sells everything he has, and he buys that pearl. Those are two of the parables, two of the stories that Jesus told. And he told those stories to the crowds and remember what we call Jesus' followers. Told them to the crowds, and he told them to what were they called, his followers? The disciples. 12 of them, weren't they? And next week, we're going to hear what happens at the very end of Matthew's Gospel. How Jesus tells his disciples about a way that they can put what they've learned from those parables into practice, how they can live out the meaning of those stories in their own lives. That's the story for next time. It's interesting, isn't it, that Jesus should say that the kingdom of heaven is like treasure. I'm trying to find it. I can't find the treasure. No, never mind. He says it's like treasure and it's like a pearl. The kingdom of heaven is something really precious. But actually, the pearl is just a tiny thing, isn't it? And that treasure was small enough to be hidden in the field. The kingdom of heaven is a tiny thing, but a really precious thing. Might be worth thinking, what's precious to you? What's precious to you? For that merchant and that man who found the treasure, that treasure and that pearl, they knew that they were the most precious things of all. They sold everything to have them. Maybe Jesus is saying, you know, the kingdom of heaven is the most precious thing of all. I wonder what's precious to you. You have a think. I'm going to say a prayer. If you'd like to make it your prayer, we'll say Amen at the end. Dear God, thank you for the stories in the Bible. Thank you for the parables. Thank you that they make us think. Dear God, please help us to think about these stories. Help us to think, what does that story mean to me? Dear God, thank you for everything that is precious to us. And dear God, thank you that you love us and we are precious to you. Amen. That's the end for this time. See you next week. Bye.